All right, we're live again. That's good. Okay, so we're live. I missed 1 or 2 days. What's not focusing? My eyes or the camera? Maybe my eyes. Um, yeah, I missed a couple days in the countdown. I've been caught up with an awful lot of things, pretty hectic. Some unexpected things went on the past few days and took care of them. And then uh, I got some doctor's appointments. Good morning, Sean. And then Monday, so there will be a live Monday, and we'll discuss the election countdown. It's just it'll be later. But Sunday, I've set aside and I schedule things for the 10 o'clock Sunday live. That's a given. So I got that under control. I don't know how long I'll stay. I do have some things I have to head out early and deal with today. And that. So I didn't invite any guests or anything because I didn't have time to concentrate on it. Yesterday was hectic as well as Friday. Yesterday I really couldn't do much anything. Yep, Joel, good to see you again. So yeah, a lot of things going on. I do have uh, some new uh, some new bargain basement guns. I posted a video saying that the cheap Turkish shotgun ordeal was kind of gone. Morning, Joe. Because I did a quick search. There were people asking me, and a lot of people ask me questions about these firearms, because they're interested in buying them. Uh, Morning 314. So I did a quick look one day, and then all these clearances for the Titans and that GFP12, the pump shotgun, and all that other stuff, they were gone. They were sold out. So they really were clearance items. Okay, and we got everybody signing in. So I figured that once they got rid of this inventory, you wouldn't see any more. And actually, some of the makers and models you don't. Okay. Uh, and the Titans, those Tokarev Titans, GF12 or TTF, whatever, um, they dropped them to $100 a piece. And so many of them come through my transfer dealer when uh, PSA, Palmetto State Armory. And, I'm going to speak well of them, but it's not because they support me or they're not sponsoring me. It's just they come up, they liquidate, and you can get these things at an extremely reasonable price. The pawn shop. That's true, but there are a lot of people. The reason I fool with these and test them, I have all the damn shotguns I'll ever need for the rest of my life. Is people are interested in them and they ask a lot of questions. Actually, ever since I started the Turkish shotgun thing, I've gotten more subscribers, I've gotten more traffic and more views on my channel uh, on these firearms. My channel's actually, when you go to analytics, it's stuff's going up off the charts. So, you know, I don't have any sensational things to say to get people to click on the video. I haven't studied that yet, where I can get 5,000 views in a day. Um, but no, they supposedly were sold out, and then now a couple of them come back. There's different names, different models, and different importers, but it's basically the same gun, more or less. Now we'll dig into that. And also, right now, you're speaking of getting a better quality gun in a pawn shop. What was the long range sniper rifle using? I have no idea, Joel. So um, there's other guns too that I mean, their MSRP, they're being sold for less than 50% of their MSRP on a flash sale, and they're American made guns. They're US made weapons from supposedly a quality manufacturer. But, you know, I've been covering them all last year, all those firearms. I mean, Beretta still has that little pistol controls. Yeah, that's true. The quality on things. I've seen a couple of them blow up. None of the ones I had blown up, but the pump, that one pump I had was a piece of crap. It was screwed up right out of the box. Okay. But I'm going to branch out into something else. I mean, this was a big thrill. And like my transfer guy said, he's seen like 5 of them shotguns when PSA dropped them semi-autos to $100. He had like 4 or 5 of them come through his shop. People were ordering them. He bought one himself. Okay, he went and bought one just to say he did. You know, so it's the thing. But I got something else. I'll be announcing it this week. So just stay tuned. And another gun. This is a U.S. made one. The MSRP was like half what the hell the MSRP is. All right, so what does that mean? Does it mean that the gun is junk? Nobody wants them? And they're doing this with all the inventory. Uh, the Turkish guns, and like I said, when I was buying them the end of last year, all them guns on sale um, that were selling way below their MSRPs. Um, I got that. What is it? At 9. I bought a Beretta. I bought a little Ruger, all these little subcompact nines. I still have them, and I'll do a comparison on all of them. Um, but yeah, I mean, at that price, you can't lose. USA things. It's quite a challenge. Yeah, because there really isn't a whole hell of a lot made in this country anymore. Yeah, well, see, that's another thing. Just because it's got a magnum chamber, you ain't got to fire it with a magnum load. Citadel. Are those semi-autos or are they pumps? Citadels. Citadel. Citadel, Citadel. That's a pump. That is a pump. All right. Try 148 grain spear. Yeah, bullseye's the best to do, and that's about right for a 148 grain 38 caliber bullet. Did you find that it shot high with that light bullet when you fired it? Quality anymore. That's very true. Uh, as far as firearms and ammunition are concerned, no. There's not a panic on like the last election. You're not seeing that. Actually, the damn prices are the lowest I've seen it. That's why I'm buying all these weird $100, $200 guns. They may not be good quality, but I mean, what kind of firearm? A high point 9 millimeter. The cheapest you can find them is $200. So when you can buy a pump shotgun that may or may not work, for $100, that's the thing. All right, yeah, the semi-auto. See, the thing is, it fired out a battery. Okay. Uh, I have to look into that. See, that the tolerances in that. That means the tolerances are off or whatever. But I got one. I still got the one semi-auto. I'm going to go run the piss out of that and see what happens to it. To really just burn ammo up in it and see if it fails or not. Handicap guns. That I don't know. I'd have to examine the gun. I'm not an expert on that, and I do and have seen guns made for people with different handicaps, which were custom made weapons. So the exact details on that, I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like 1100 or one of the copies there. Most of them are. I think the Titan in that's like a copy of a. Some of them are copies of Beretta, and then I'm not quite sure what that Citadel's a copy. It's not an 1100. To be. Yeah, as far as ammo and that, and I was discussing with my transfer guy who's in a reloading. He said that he thinks it's a conspiracy that the government paid these companies to raise their prices and to even stop manufacturing powder available to the civilian market. So, as a form of gun control. And that's why reloading supplies, primers, it's still difficult. You can buy ammunition, 9 millimeter ammunition is at the lowest. They got sales on different guns. Beretta, I think it's under $300 for their little concealed carry, real compact APX1 or something. They're on sale again, and they're a damn good gun. I mean, that's what you're looking for. You got these shotguns because I know when you go up and you get into even a Mossberg, it's going to be a lot higher. And see, that's the reason these people like these guns, even if they do blow up eventually. The amount that they're going to use, the weapon probably ain't going to get to that point. Cimarron Cowboy. Oh, further. All right. Sounds interesting. G-Force Arms Blade 6. Don't know what that means. Yeah, because what did you say you used on that? It's 2 point some grains. It sounds about right. That's about 158 grain load, 2.7. About 3 is what I run on a 38 special. A couple tenths higher would be what I'd run there. Yeah, see, I've watched people shoot, like you said. The guy shot this AR-15 style shotgun, and he shot it repeatedly, put a bunch of rounds through it, and one day at the range, the damn thing just exploded. Okay, that depends on the state, okay, you live in. All right. In my state, they don't register guns. So that's kind of a legal question, and then it's not universal uh, throughout the federal government. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. 700. I don't think 38 special goes up past that, but that's a good load. I mean, coming out of those guns. But see, my question is it shooting high? Because that's a problem people had going. Because I think I get them 200 grain bullets. I'm lucky to get them going 600 feet per second. All right, so you got a Turkish made gun. They've been making shotguns for many years. Um, Side by sides. I had an over and under. What the hell is the name of the company? Oh, I forget the name of them. Tri-State Triad. Uh, they still make shotguns. Durea, some. What are those a clone of? Because I know the Chinese are making copies of the Browning semi-autos and that. Them to where the powder will expire. So it takes for the powder to expand or expire. That takes it's gonna be longer than I'm gonna be alive. If I bought some powder now, I've had gunpowder that's stored correctly, smokeless powder. It still works after 20, 30 years. Ammunition don't go that bad. The stuff in there is more chemically stable. It's the foreign powders that, I've had some go bad. Back from PPU, back during the communist days when it was Hanson ammo, I had some of that ammo sat on the shelf 20 years and it was bad. Okay. Whatever they had, when I pulled the cartridges apart, I could see where the powder was discolored, it's turned a yellow, so it was breaking down. Depends on who made the powder and stuff like that. Up close, what's up close? 4 foot or something, but all right, so it shoots to the sights up close. That's good. TriStar, that's it. TriStar shotguns have been around for a long time, and they still make a trap combo special. Okay, how good it is, I don't know, but it's a hell of a lot less than buying even the lowest Browning uh, combo. And it's a good looking gun. How well it stands up, I don't know. Yeah, the lanyard loops usually are in the frame, not hanging on the bottom of it, revolvers. But yeah, some guns do still come, some military guns still do come with lanyard loops. Okay, a VR60 and a VRP AK-40. Like I said, some people have no problems, but I have actually seen some of these shotguns explode on people, like what they're talking about here. Okay, just explode, fire out of battery. And the semi-autos, I think what happens is that damn op rod gets loose, and if that comes loose or falls out, then that bolt just floating around in there, and it probably will fire out of battery. That's a problem with some of these guns, because one of the ones I had, they hammered that up handle in there so tight I'd have to hold it down and pull it out with vice grips to get it loose. And I had to damn file it till where finally it snaps in there. It's a little loose, but it doesn't. Hopefully, it doesn't come out when firing. Good morning. Yeah, TriStars. You know the Bicals, they work. They didn't blow up. It's just like the over and unders and the side by sides. If they screwed up they didn't pattern well. Okay, I had a TriStar and 28 gauge when I was shooting skeet. It patterned so bad. That barrel was so bent that when I had the two birds coming, I aimed and fired at the one coming towards me, and I broke the one coming over my shoulder. That's how far off the damn barrel was throwing shot. Totally useless gun. JTS. Who's JTS? Yeah, by American. Yeah, I got one. You seen my videos. That Citadel ain't worth a shit. Okay, I still would get a damn magazine run out of that gun. All right, but getting back to the question, and it was an important question. Okay, I'm not seeing a run on firearms or ammo. Okay, back another election, the first thing that somebody who doesn't know anything about a gun is going to buy an AR-15, a 9mm, or a 12 gauge shotgun of some sort. So those three calibers, 9mm pistol ammo, 5.56 or 223, and 12 gauge shotgun shells with double out buckshot were sold out, astronomical. Everyone went nuts. That's what everybody bought. Truthfully, I went into Sportsman's Warehouse and I remember seeing that giant gun counter empty. Okay, empty. So all these companies made a small fortune. They kept cranking out ammunition. They kept cranking out their guns. And again, subcompact 9mm for concealed carry is another gun that everyone must have. Starting fall of last year, I seen a lot of these guns and a lot of these foreign-made guns. They could have been made in, I think some were made in Bulgaria, Romania, or somewhere in the former Yugoslavia. A lot of them were made in Turkey. And Turkey, turns out, the handguns are a hell of a lot different than these shotguns. And a lot of these handguns, I've had no problem. I have several of them, and I'll take my Turkish pistols out and show you. I have both copies of the 1911, and I have all kinds of weird polymer frame 1 to 9mm, and I've had several other different variations. Okay, that Stoger is made in Turkey, and I think for the amount of money I got in it, it's one of the best guns I ever bought. But the thing is also, I forget. Oh, I've seen videos where when they first come out, that guy could not get one magazine of ammo, any type of ammo, to run through that gun. Okay, it's extremely, again, one extreme to the other. Some people tell you it's junk. Some people tell you it's the greatest thing they ever got. Storing guns long term, when you oil them down, should you wipe the extra oil or leave it on? Which is better? if you leave any type of oil, okay, and there's about 110 different cleaning products you can put on a gun, okay, oil will eventually gum up. CPL, some type of cleaning, protecting lubricant, is the best thing to put on there, and you have to find, depending on the conditions you're storing them or how many, what to use. Okay, I can't recommend anything, but yeah, wipe the excessive oil off. It makes sense. Serbia makes a lot of guns. Springfield's pistols were made. It's Croatia, actually. It's not Serbia. Serbia is where the ammunition plant is. It's Croatian made guns. So yeah, you're seeing a glut in both ammunition and firearms. And there are deals out there. I'm going to review some more of them I got. These Turkish guns are really bargain basement, and you're taking a risk. Some people are happy with them. Some people almost get killed by them. You know, it's how you got to look at it. Okay. But when you see products like Beretta, I'm talking brand name products, get lowered down or get on a clearance sale where the price drops on them. And they did it with like Walter. They had too many they'll lower the damn price just to move the inventory. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with the guns, and the quality is there. They just have so many of them sitting in inventory, they have to get rid of them. And this is where, if you play your cards right, if you got something that you like and you want to catch a deal, now's the time to kind of cruise around the internet and find something. That's all I'm saying. But are there going to be shortages of ammo? I doubt that. Not through this election cycle. If there's some sort of civil unrest, or they argue about the results of this, or if the stock market crashes and all of a sudden nobody's got money, now you're going to be in survival mode. Is this going to happen? You kind of don't look it. Okay. All I can say is, if you have the extra money, put aside some now while it's cheap, 9mm ammo, whatever. But reloading components are not going down. It's a problem. Okay, we'll see if we get a new administration, if they kind of do something different, or because someone told me how true it is, there's an underhanded thing where they're pressuring these companies, because you got to remember, companies that make our reloading components also make ammunition for the number one buyer of ammunition, which is the United States government. Okay. So they keep trying to pressure these companies not to make it easy for us to have at least reloaded components. The ammunition, the market's flooded. How long it'll last or whatever, or the next panic buying round where everyone goes berserk, okay, you may see it, but I don't see it here in the immediate future. But if you got worries, or if you can, put some extra aside. Sell it, trade it when the shortage does come. I can't answer that, but I don't see it right now. Croatia. Yeah, I know that. So those shotguns are made in Turkey. I haven't fooled with Winchester products since they closed the plant here in the United States. I've not picked up, fired. I think I looked at a couple of them Japanese-made lever guns, but I haven't fooled with them. All right, so you got 10 different shotguns. Some are okay, some not so good. That's what I'm finding out. There's the reason when people ask a specific question is you're not dealing with one company. The quality control, just machining the parts, is all over the friggin' place. And really, there's no service, there's no returning them. When you send them back to the person you bought it from, they basically just send you another gun. So there must be a pile of these friggin' things somewhere, okay, that don't work, don't do shit, and you know, it's crazy. It's a very little traditional. Yeah, I know, like Spalding, all the sporting gear and all that, and none of it's made here in the U.S. Starrett. They even faked Starrett calipers and micrometers. Use the same logo and everything. I don't know how the hell they do that. I'm biggest private bullet manufacturer in America. Who is that? Hornady or what? You're not giving me a name here. About to be sold to a foreign company. Almost a done deal, it sounded like. Bullet control not good. Well, if a foreign company does run a company here in the US, there's several of them that's happened. It never really works out well and they usually close. Okay. So, and you're telling me Remington Peters, which, okay, all right. So Remington Ammunition Company is going to get bought by a foreign entity. That's great. I really don't use too much of their ammo. Well, I don't know who comes under the Remington. Remington Peters and all the others over the years have been combined. But they manufacture ammo. If a foreign company buys it, and this happened before, they just manage it here, the factory. They can be swayed by political things to not make things. When Smith and Wesson was bought by the British, the first thing they came in is eliminated all these different models, and they did not realize that the largest portion of their sales was not to the government. So when these socialist assholes show up from another country and think they're going to run this business like they do over there, where the government controls everything, they found out it did not work well for them. Profits. Yeah, but like I just said, they may not be around. Connected to it, yeah. Gonna buy everything that purrs. Well, you can buy as much as they want. How long they stay in business is another thing. Vista, Rem, and Federal. Oh, Federal? No wonder Federal ammo was a little weird. All right, rods here. Okay, so yeah, I don't see the prices going up like they did. Actually, I think AR-15s, the generic ones, are under $400. I've seen, stuff like that go on. A lot of this stuff, okay, can't really tell. I want to see. I'm going on. Halloween sale continues. Now, you guys should subscribe. TS Tank Commander, pistol, which is probably good. Looks nickel plated or satin chrome. $349.99. Caltech Bullpup, $600 retail. $349.99. Yep. So, if you guys are into buying, now is the time to do it. Let's see. Sending a Hatfield 10-4. Somebody was telling me that 410s are some of the most difficult guns to get their hands on. Let me see here. Guns. Pistols. I'm just curious myself. I'm looking 32 ECP. Caltech. I'm looking to get one of them, get a little bitty one. Black and gray. All right. It's something else. I'll have to think about that. I may go for it. I may go for it. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. Somebody, we were discussing that, and they 410s are awful difficult. They must have not had them in stock. Yeah, that's the end of every year that happens. Last year, it was anywhere from a 15 to 18%. Every year they get that letter, and every year the price goes up. Okay. That's just the way it goes. Especially pistol buckshot rounds. Yep, that's true because of them stupid $40 a box. Ouch. Them Taurus judges or something. I've seen it. I think I picked one or two up back when they were coming out. It's not something I'd own, but they sell a ton of them, and all these people have them. All right, the Czechs, I ain't worried about them. 3 ammo companies, they make halfway decent ammo. .28 gauge revolver. That would be interesting because that actually 28 gauge is you can get results just like that. But here we're going to do something. I'm going to call up AmmoSeek and I'm going to look up 410 shotgun shells and see what just fling out a search and see what I can get. Ammo, shotgun, gauge or bore. I'm going to go to 410. And we're just going to search random. I'm going to find you the cheapest ones we can get. Okay. Clever Mirage, never heard of it. Rio, so you're looking at 53, 54 cents for a shell. Super A, Winchester Super A with number 8 lead, okay, 55 cents. Those are probably the best shotgun shells for target shooting. But you guys are looking for stuff with buckshot. Let's look at shot size. Double aught buck. We'll see what we get there. Boom. Now we've gone from 55 cents to $1.40. Okay, so yes, $40 for a, what did my buddy the Rod Man say here? 40 bucks a box. Yes, sir, Rodney. Right on the money. And this is listing them the cheapest down. So yeah, you're looking at $1.50 for White House Home Defense. Took $2.20, $2.20. So you're paying $10.99 for 5. Well, let's look at something a little bit different. Slug. Slug was always my favorite in a 410. 85 cents. You're better off with a slug, and those slugs are quarter ounce. So 85 to $1, $1.08. Still, you're getting up there. And go from slugs. Let's go with hot buck. Is that 4 or 3? That's 3. Number 2 buck. Let's go with number 4 buckshot and see. Oh, those are up to $3 a round. Unreal. Good morning. I was thinking of doing that this summer. I did not get around to it because my schedule is uncertain and changes so much, but I will try. I was going to do work with my sharps, black powder. I got a rifle and I got the carbine I bought. I just never got around to whipping up some ammo. Yep. Well, it's what he's saying. It's about 40, but it depends on what you're getting. Birdshot's going to be cheaper. Okay. But if you get the stuff for the defensive, the slug, the buck, whatever, then it's higher. And they know because that's what people. Uh, can you fire? No, you can't. You cannot fire 410 rounds. Can you fire a 45 long Colt through a 410? Yes, because it's just like having 22 long rifle. The chamber is long. You put a 22 short in. It just travels through the open chamber before it hits the barrel. You cannot stick a 22 long rifle in a 22 short weapon. So same principle. There is help for gun addiction. That's good to know. Troy brand, yeah, that's one of the mystery brands. I have no idea who makes them. Some say Russia, some the U.S. Yep, that's about what it's here. That's about what it's here. Morning. Challenger brand. Leaf 410 loader. I have a Mac 650 and 410. So I can crank out the 410 till the cows come home. Yep. So, yeah, who knows? Well, obviously, the demand for them weird 410s that go into the tourist judges. And plus, another thing also, when you're in a house, in your home, and you're using a shotgun as your number one thing of defense, okay, you don't want to use 3.5 inch Magnum rounds, okay, in an apartment or your home or whatever. And a lot of people go with a 410. I mean, remember this one person, they had an old 410 single shot, uh, you know, little break action, and they gave it to a relative, and that's all they wanted for home defense. Didn't need, worry about having a handgun, got that. But they wanted some rounds that, you could use for defense, either a slug, buck, or, some kind of shot. And they complained that the price was ungodly. And I found some on sale. I bought them a box, 25 round box, I think a buckshot where they stacked the three of them, or number one or number four, some kind of big shot, and they were happy with that. But yeah, it's what do you shoot? What do I shoot the most often for fun? Whatever I pick up. There's a whole bunch of guns lying around, and just I grab one, and that's what I shoot for fun. Russell Houghton, 410 loader set. Goes for not the short kit. Says 16 gauge is hard to find. I remember some woman, a guy gave her a deal. He sold her 3 shotguns. I mean, she didn't pass up on it. They're all 16 gauge. I had to order 2 cases of shotgun shells from Herders or whatever. Herders was the brand. I got them somewhere, and I said, here, I got this shot and that shot in there. And I sold a few of them at a gun show or a flea market, a few boxes, but she ended up buying both cases because you could not find 16 gauge shells anywhere locally. Russell Famous. So yeah, but yeah, is there going to be a rush? No, there's not. I just went and found 355, 260. What I really wanted. So, yeah. All right, for a time, I haven't looked for 16 gauge shotgun shells in over 5 years. Okay, so I'm not an expert on it. Yeah, that's the way to buy them. It's like 28 gauge. I got my 28 gauge. I still have some shells I loaded for it, but I'm giving up on that. I'd have to go and buy whoever, whatever, shells. I haven't fired that thing in about 8 years. It's another thing. I'm thinking of giving it to one of my brother's grandkids. That'd just be right for him to take out and go hunting with. Okay, guns with interchangeable barrels for different calibers. Do I recommend them? I know absolutely nothing about them, one way or the other. Always had 16, sometimes 28 gauge. Yeah, it depends. Like I said, it was weird. I went to several shops, and this is going back a long time ago. You couldn't find 16 gauge shells. Now you do. Now you can. I don't know. I do not know. Keep eyeballing this. Hmm. Let me look at something else. Well, I'll do that later after we're done with this. Yeah, but as you're going to see, we're going to cover some more of these. Who remembers the Walmart blue light special? That's basically what I'll be covering here. And I will show you some of the latest thing I got and comparing it to some of the older ones, which there are still deals out there if you're looking for something like that. Oh, that's good. Yeah, 16, like the Browning Sweet 16s, Browning Semi-Auto. That was like the gun to have. Every old timer had to have one of them 16 gauge guns. It was ideal and all this other stuff and that, you know. Uh, don't know where the hell that all went to. Keep saying, well, that's what all the Walmarts do here. I believe that's a store policy. Walmart has a way of coming up with these weird policies about firearms and ammo. I don't think they sell pistol ammo anymore in any of their stores. But yeah, that's the way all of them are here. Yeah, I'm probably okay. You're stopped selling ammo. Uh, the one I know, they sell ammo, like hunting ammo, in one neighborhood, but they do not sell guns and pistol ammo. That was, another one. Not there. Durham's. We got a Durham here, somewhere close by. I have never been to it, but yeah. Okay, so you got it there. Yeah, Kmart. I think they closed the last one in the United States last week. They closed the last Kmart. But that's what I've been buying, these blue light special guns, be it from Turkey or the good old US of A. Well, there was a company policy because there's certain Walmarts, depending on where they are in the city, that do not sell guns. And ammunition used to be on the shelf, the shotgun ammo, but now all the ammo is locked up. That is a company-wide policy, okay? And it had nothing to do with COVID. It's because somebody made a TV thing on Vice to where a gangbanger can go in and buy a Mossberg cruiser and shotgun shells 11 o'clock at night and go and commit crime. So Walmart immediately seen that, and that's when you couldn't buy shells. Because when I used to work, when they were open 24 hours a day, I'd go in there at 2 in the morning, get some groceries, and I'd buy shotgun shells to go shoot at my range, trap shooting on the weekend. And I went in there one, this is going back 30 years ago. They told me they won't sell ammo after 9 o'clock at night. Okay. But yeah. Kmart. Yeah. Well, department stores, Kmart, Grants, there's several others that have closed. Uh, you know, Kmart. Yep. I haven't been into the Dick's. I heard they did that, and I haven't been in the Dick's since they had the big thing. A lot of guns at Kmart. Yeah, those are good guns. I mean, they used to sell, several of them used to sell combos. They have the 22, 20 gauge, and like 30 or something, which would be pretty neat. Yeah, it depends on the store. Well, the True Value I had down by me did not sell guns, so that varies from location to location. Hardware stores were the place that you did buy guns traditionally in the old days. All hardware stores, that were a traditional hardware store, did carry some sort of firearms. Back before they had gun shops, that's where you bought weapons. Back 100 years ago, was in a hardware store. But I think that has fallen by the wayside. You might find some emotional people get emotionally upset if they see guns when they're buying wallpaper. There's, all right, 5 pack. Yep. Well, I've seen them, dollar something around, $1.25. That ain't bad because some of them get up to $2, and I just priced them over there on the quick price guide. Back gun. Yeah, and also it depends where you live. Okay, if you live in one of these states that don't have a lot of people and you're outside of the city in some place, well, there's a hardware store up in Randleman that has a gun counter. It's a pretty big place. It's one of the last ones. It's kind of independently owned or something, but they do have a good sized gun counter for for hardware store. So yeah, they still do it. It's just most of the places don't. The larger chains don't do that. Well, Tractor Supply, the Tractor Supply up by my house had a gun counter for a while, and they kind of stopped it. Cattle ranch stores. Cow ranch. Don't know. Never heard of it. Hardware store guns. Well, hardware stores just sold guns before you actually had special. You probably did have specialized gun shops, but it was a department in the hardware store. Actually, Al Capone and that they bought their first Thompson submachine guns from a hardware store. Uh, the gangsters did. Like I said, it depends on the business. It depends on. There's no law against it. Okay, there's no law that says a hardware store cannot sell guns. It just was a commonplace to buy guns and ammo in the old days. And sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. Royal King. Okay. Western Auto was great. All right. Ah, damn. Yeah, so I don't see any panics right at the moment, but that can change at any moment also, you know. Oh. Well, I think, like I said, I got to get my ass up and out of the house early. I have a few errands to run. I have to get there around noon or a little after 12 to take care of a few things. So we're going to probably wrap this up. I mean, I only got an hour in, but I had probably the largest audience I've had yet so far this year since I started doing the live broadcasts on a regular basis, which was 6. Yeah, G-Force does make some handguns. I'll have to look into that. I don't know if those have come up or not. I have a few things I wish to examine, but that's one of them. Buy 22s at a gas station. They used to sell them. Growing the channel. Yep, channel is growing. Decent deals. That's true. That's very true. All right, guys. Like I said, I got to get going early. I'll see you next Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to do this week. The countdown's getting short. We're under 10 days. But I will try to keep that up. It's become like my project, the countdown, up during the week. I would like to get out and do some shooting this week also, but like I said, I got doctor's appointments, some other stuff going on, and other things. So I will see everyone next week. I'm glad that you've all come down. The turnouts are getting better. When I get a lot of people in here, I may try to get some of our guests, or I've tried to invite some other channels that are really into the mill surplus. The 3 guests I always have are also experts in their own fields. Um, but I was trying to get a few others, and I don't know. I'll keep trying, I guess. All right, guys, take it easy. See you next week.